Hello everyone, with a new video that I want to make, and it's funny, I recorded this video one time and I decided to record it again, and I was like, yeah, this time maybe cat will not bother me in the beginning, but she came again like after hour. Okay, so are we repeating it completely like before? So I wanted to share a video about my experience with getting cats and meeting them, Astral, one of them in Astral first. Yeah, okay, so she's distracting me exactly like an hour ago when I started to record the first video. Anyway, so I was talking about a lot of stuff first time, and so I decided to record it again because I was jumping, a lot of memories came, and maybe this time I would be able to put it more into like listenable form. And anyway, so when I I found new home finally, the way that I wanted to live, or at least to a degree. And I was feeling to like I wanted to have my own cats or cat when I will have a chance, an opportunity. And and like when I was living here for maybe 2 months or so, I started to feel it still stronger, like that I wanted to have a cat and to get it, because that's what I planned also, like several months before that I was like, when I get that space finally, then I will get a cat that I wanted to have. So this feeling was coming to me like very strongly, and but very strongly. Yeah, show your butt on camera. Yeah, we have a butt here. So and so yeah, this is like immediately, like hour ago. And then she went away and was sleeping, and she's here again. Like, okay, maybe it was because I went to toilet and she likes to visit me there. She didn't catch me there this time, but maybe that's what woke her up. So like when this feeling was getting really strong, I don't do it. Oh, she's shaking with the stand, so camera. Well, and so I decided to search some pages like where I could get cat, and so I chose one where they were like rescuing cats, but it was not a shelter type of thing. And so I picked one there and wrote email. And I was postponing it also because I was having a lot of issues and like fears about stuff, and like beliefs around my mother controlling me and stuff. And I decided to get, or to like at least start making stop it, to start making those first like steps. And so I wanted to face it basically, and so I wrote that email, and don't do it. And just next, like it was in the evening, like maybe midnight or so, I wrote that email. And that night I had a dream. Well, my dreams, like mostly like when I'm lucid, consider them as astral projection. So I was projecting somewhere, and I was walking down the street, and there was a cat, and very, very filthy, and it's like a dirty, like you would be afraid to approach that kind of cat because of some disease or stuff like that. And but I was conscious, so I decided to approach that cat. And when I got to him, I immediately felt that it was tomcat. It was black and white, and he was having belly rubs, and he was in a distress, and I come here and I started to caress him. This is like those videos like with the celebrities that are the puppies are around them and they have to answer questions. So yeah, I'm recording video while I'm petting cat. So he was he was in quite distress, and so afraid, not me, but afraid, like a stressful, in stressful mode. And I approached him and started to caress him, and so I felt that like his fur was very rough as well, like on the touch. And immediately when I started to caress him, he became calmer, and his fur got soft, like silky soft, like it should have. And I was feeling like this cat is like really need a lot of healing, and he was also holding something in his palms, and like under him, like he was protecting, but it kind of like slipped away to hide under something that was next to him, and it was black, and it seemed like a bird or something like that. And I'm not sure, like maybe it was this other cat. But anyway, so as I wrote to that page asking, like I was interested in some cat, it was not the same that I was asking for, but that one was not available. And she offered me some other cat that needed it as soon as possible, and it was black and white tomcat. And I forgot something in that experience, that also when I was petting him, he started to get like much calmer, and so really feeling much better. And overstimulated cat right now. Kicking me away, go away, don't touch me. So anyway, and he was missing like back of his body, like from like his pelvic was not there, so it was closed. But still, like it, like when I was caressing him, it was not like he was having any wound there, but he was just missing that part of go away that part of his body. And so that was also interesting. And yeah, anyway, so I woke up, and then she was offering me tomcat, and he was like at the vet and like he had some issue with the injured leg, but it wasn't anything serious. And interesting was then, okay, I was like, yeah, black and white, it's like in my dream. And so yeah, eventually, like I will shorten it, like in a few days, or maybe it was not a week, I don't know, like it was some time that I just decided, like, okay, I'm not going to work with that wound, because she was triggering me, and also those fears that I was having, like around my mother, interfering with me getting cats. So I was keeping secret from her, and I knew why. Eventually I needed to face it, but it was better to face after I already got them for a few weeks. And so she was just the same controlling, and it was like my synchronicity to take back my own power, not to let anyone steer me in some way. So yeah, I would love to help cats, like they were helping, but yeah, this was not path for me. So I said like, okay, I was not interested anymore. And then I was searching also, like before I even told her like I was not interested, I think I was searching for cats on a bazaar. There are always many people. Bazaar, I don't know like if it's an English word, but it's the place like where people are selling old stuff that they don't need, but it's still working, they're replacing and so on, so you can get cheaper and so on. And they usually offer a lot of cats as well, like kittens for free, or not a lot of, like but still a lot in my opinion, and many people I guess are not in search of cats. So anyway, and I was searching in my area, like my city and neighboring cities and villages, and I found one in neighboring city. Like I was still kind of like in that mood, like yeah, let's find a tomcat, black and white tomcat, and I found like one ad, just only one had black and white, I think, and tomcat. And when I saw him, he didn't have eye. And then I remembered, not immediately, but I remembered that in that experience also, that cat was blind as well. It was just, I was remembering really, but it wasn't that strong that I would be remembering, like taking notes of it. But he was blind, but I remember just one eye. I'm not sure if he was blind on two eyes, but I definitely remember that exact one that he was missing, and he was missing eye, but in a astral projection experience he had like white eye. You know, like it's in movies sometimes, like when sometimes someone is blind, or maybe it's a real thing, I don't know. So it was interesting, and he also had some issue with like they were saying with the one leg, like back leg, but in a general, like he has issue like with the really whole area that he was missing in astral. With his pelvic, both of his legs are weak, and also his tail, like he can pull it up completely, straight up. So that's interesting, and I was connecting with him like so strongly already before I got him, really, and emotionally, like I was feeling him so much. So I was pretty sure that it was him, and also like when I was feeling like this cat would need a lot of healing, it definitely I'm 100% sure that it was him that I met, and. So yeah, I originally wanted to just adopt him, but they had two cats, and so I decided to take them both, and also because they would give me this scratcher. So it's not like just because of that. It was a good choice, you know, because they can play with each other at least, but they both unfortunately need a lot of attention from me, because my touch is like magical for them, obviously, you know, like. Because I have like a good energy for cats, and so yeah, this was interesting. That I had this experience, and I knew that it was him, and I started to remember also some other experience with a different cat in Astral, like year ago or so, and I want to mention it later. And these experiences also give me like this confirmation that I'm not making it up. So when and they also had like and they were living in house, so they could go outside, and with me they don't have that chance. And when he got here, I was seeing that he was trying to get outside in some way, but not really running away, but he was just showing me that he wants to go outside. And I have a door to balcony, and he thought that there was outside there, but you know, I later showed him that it wasn't. And before I showed him, I didn't want to let him out because of like I didn't want him to jump or whatever. I was not sure like what he would do. And I had a nap once, and he laid down on my lower back, and he joined me in the astral projection dream I was having, and he was asking again to go out. So I opened the door, like I wanted to show him or something. I just let him out, and he was he immediately jumped from the balcony, and there was a meadow with a lot of like beautiful flowers and green meadow. I was like, that's not what is outside there. So then when I woke up, I actually took him like on my arms and showed him like what is outside really. But yeah, I'm letting them outside, but yeah, he was trying to get through the like to the edge too much, so I put some nest there. But yeah, there's still like a gap under the fence, so yeah, they're sometimes trying to, you know, explore too much under or behind. So anyway, this was another experience that I was having with him that was obvious. And after this, like, I have them like 4.5 months, and I had many experiences that they both many times I have experienced like really being in this space, like when I'm sleeping, and so I find it to be astral projection, and they're walking around me and being with me. And once what happened to me was also that at some point, like, he had like these moods that he was not letting me sleep when I wanted to nap during the day. And he started to meowing, because he's meowing a lot. And and so he didn't let me to sleep, and I discovered that it was because he wanted me to take him and lay down on him, and like, yeah, he is weird. He wants to cuddle too much. And so once I was already sleeping, and I think he woke me up, and I shushed him, and I was surprised that he stopped, like he didn't continue. That was rare. And I heard him like get on a armchair where he usually sleeps, or sometimes sleeps, and so he went to sleep, and I fell asleep again also, and returned to my experience that I was also having before, or something like that. And he just came to me. He came to me. He wanted to hug. And I don't know if this was exactly the same experience that when he came to me, but other time, like, he came to me also at other times. And once I put him into bag, and I was just walking with that bag, everywhere, and and then I just looked into that bag, like, if he was still there, and he was still there. So it was just funny. Like, he really joins me in astral experiences, so it's funny. And in the beginning, when I got him also, this was also interesting, that when I caressed him, he had like really rough fur. So that was like in the first meeting that I had with him before I met him personally. And it was because of food that they were not giving them like proper cat food, but something cheap of human, like a salami or something like that, and also like kibble, but I think that's how it's called, dried food. And I discovered that it's not enough nutrition for them. They really need wet food, like proper cat wet food, because there are some vitamins, and they say like on dry food that there are also vitamins, but the one cat is not eating wet food sometimes, and she prefers just the dry food. And I discovered that when she's eating just that, she doesn't have her fur gets rougher. And when I make her to, or get her to eat more of wet food, she, like, in a few hours gets softer fur. So that's interesting. And so he was having also rougher fur, and when he started to he was trying to get on me pretty soon or immediately, and it was interesting. And he started to vibrate really that strongly, that he was shaking. He was getting off a lot of stress from him, and I was like, that's maybe like how he purrs, like that strong that he's shaking. But they obviously not. It happened just a few times, and when he's purring, like, he's purring in a normal way, but it can be sometimes loud. But I got used to it, and so this was interesting as well. And I mean, like, he really saved me as well, because I was not grounded properly and in this reality, and escaping into mindless, not really interesting. I was aware with not interesting scrolling through maybe Facebook or YouTube or stuff. And because he needed that much attention from me, he was really pulling me here. And I was feeling a lot of times like, or after maybe a week or so of bonding with him, because he really wants to sleep on my chest like several times a day. and more in the beginning, and I was feeling like this my heart chakra was opening like this big portal and bonding with him, and so on. And I was experiencing also like before I went to sleep, like I turned off the lights and I wanted to sleep, and I closed my eyes, and I was seeing his face, like it was happening to me also with the Shayla in the beginning, when her energy was new for me, or like that intense bonding, energetic bonding. I was seeing her as well like this. But after a few weeks also with the tomcat it went away. But it was also interesting that a few times it depended also who I was petting last. So a few times it was the other kitty, and then I was seeing her face, for example, her head when I closed my eyes. And what was interesting also, like why I'm saying this is then and I think it stopped, even I stopped seeing their faces when I closed eyes, when I went to sleep after this experience, that they somehow, or this bonding that I was having, it was changing some channels and so on that I was connecting with, and it seemed like to connect with me some feline races. And so I started one night, I closed my eyes and I saw a completely different cat, and it was like I felt that this was not terrestrial cat, and it was bigger, but still it looked pretty much like a long fur cat, a reddish cat, like orange cat. And he's just looking at me like, oh, you're still talking to that device. Okay. I was surprised, like, but it was bigger cat. It was not completely like we see felines, like for example metags or other type of more humanoid. So it was still like cat, but just bigger and more intelligent, like really sentient, thinking and stuff. And it was not exactly the night when I saw that cat, but it was following night. I was having again like astral experience while I was sleeping, and this exact cat like was chasing me. He or she, I don't know, like it, I will call it, was interested in me very, very much and wanted to play. And I felt like I would say he, and I really don't think, I don't know like what gender it was or it even had, but I will say he. And so he was very interested in me. I was feeling it, like because it was like I connected with the energies and of some feline and their energies, and he picked up on my energy, and that's why he visited me basically in energetic way, this way, and wanted to connect and was very intrigued by my energy. So he wanted to play, but I was like, yeah, like with the small cat is fine, but like close and stuff, but not with you. I was like, it wasn't like I was afraid of him really, but I was keeping distance. I was still like pulling away, and once I went up, I flew above the ground, levitated, and he tried to jump, but he couldn't reach me. He was like trying to get me this way. So it was an interesting experience, and I think after this I stopped seeing any faces really. So yeah, so that was interesting. And yeah, right now I don't remember like everything what I wanted to say in first video. I said so much, but I decided to make another one. So all these experiences also were reminding me of experience that I had like a year before that, like it was December. So yeah, December, and I was going to visit someone and to stay with them for a while, and one of them was missing cat. And I didn't know like anything specific about the cat, but then when I got there, so cat was already missing for some days, and and one night I had a dream with a black kitten, like really small kitten, like a few weeks old, like climbing on me on my leg, and on the top of my head and sticking close into my head, so it was painful. So it was interesting. And then like in a few days, I think it was few days, that I went around the house where I was staying, and the one that invited me was showing me around stuff, and he didn't wanted to bring me to certain place, but I was like, okay, so if we are checking everything, like let's see everything. Then I wanted to go into that space that was like, there was nothing really to see there, but I wanted to go there. It was just pulling me there, and wanted to see. And he said like they looked everywhere to search for this cat, tomcat, and also there. And when we came there, he was like, immediately, I smell cat here. And so it seems like he got there later, and yeah, he showed up, and he was afraid, so we couldn't get it. And even like his owner, when he came, he was having problems to get him, and he was even injured and hungry and stuff. So so he really needed help. And I didn't remember this dream I was having before with the kitten and black kitten, and connected with this cat because he was also black, but he was grown up. And I didn't remember it immediately because several days after, but next night, like after we saved him and he got, help and so on, I had again dream with the black kitten. Like it was second time in my whole life having dream with the black kitten. And yeah, I got another one. He's very wet. He was licking himself here. And so next night I had another again this black kitten, and I knew it was the same black kitten. And this kitten this time got to me and on my mouth and sucking me, like thanking me that way, like giving me very wet weird kiss. And he wants to get on me. Yeah, I can't right now. I'm recording video. So and when I had this experience, I remembered that I knew that it was same kitten, and I connected it with the experience, like finding this other cat. And so I realized that it was him, in my dream, and it's interesting. And I didn't also know that he was black. I'm not sure if I said it. And so kitten was black, and then I connected it with, and I told that person, like that invited me there, before, when I had this first experience with this black kitten, I told him about it. And then so I had even proof to telling it to someone before other experiences and finding him and so on. And I told him that I had again this experience with the black kitten and sucking my lips and so on, like giving me thank you that way. And he said that the tomcat that we found, that he was doing it when he was a small kitten. And recently I learned that cats do that when they are taken from mother too soon. So it makes sense that he could be another one doing it. And so yeah, that was interesting as well. And that's, so many signs that this is not just like in our heads and so on. I found many, or there, I don't know if many, but a lot of lucid dreamers, they don't want to believe that anything is like happening outside of your brain. It's all subconsciousness and creation. But these are such proofs that it's really not just in our heads, and it's co-creation with other beings. And it's a completely like outside realm that we are all sharing basically, you know. So that's interesting stuff. And yeah, I'm not remembering right now what else I wanted to say, because first time I remember so many things, and I get completely distracted by them that I don't right now remember what I said in this video, and distinguish it from the other one that I was already recording before, so I cannot remember. What's problem? So yeah, I don't know, like right now. Yeah, so they visit me a lot of times also right now. Oh yeah, I remember that. Also, yeah, this is also another thing, like how I am connecting with him telepathically as well, or empathetically. That's, you know, when he was so much connecting with my heart and changing stuff, I started to think about like him dying, because he's old and yeah, of course can still live like maybe 5 years or so, but still it's like I started to think about it, and it was making me very very emotional. And this is going to be first time that I am going to be probably have problem with someone dying close to me. And you know, I experienced that before, even my father and stuff, but it wasn't like this. And probably also because of how also, because I'm empathetic, so I feel also how he feels. And so it's also probably part of him being sad of going or something in that sense. And so I was having issue with it, and I disconnected, you know, from those emotions, and he started to feel it. He started to act a little bit differently, and I just wanted to be kind of like happy. And so, oh my god, saliva. So much saliva. And so yeah, what I was saying. So yeah, I disconnected, and he started to behave a little bit differently, and I was seeing it. He was trying to tell me something basically, and each time when I opened my empathetic senses, it made me cry, you know, like a lot of sadness. He doesn't like that I'm not paying too much like attention to him. Okay, he's up, going up. That's saliva, like. Oh god, it's really like this. Hanging. Okay. Oh, I have it on my arm. But still. No, licking won't help. May I take it? Like, please? I will. This is. It was double of this size, because I have it wrapped around my finger right now. Okay. So, what I don't know, like what I was saying. Yeah, so emotions, heavy emotions. So I was discontinuing, I was feeling it, and I asked someone for a reading of him, like give him like what is his message or something in that sense. And person said like she immediately felt his abandonment issues, and his hair again. And so yeah, okay, his abandonment issues. And then I remembered like, okay, you are right. And I was thinking like maybe he was asking for more food or something, because I was sensing also like he has some depression as well, and you know, dealing with it the same like humans, eating stuff and so on. And wanting also unhealthy stuff, because it was obvious he was used to eating human dinners and lunches, because he was expecting that when I was making food for myself, that I was making something meaty and I would give him. Well, unfortunately not. But yeah, sometimes I was buying around Christmas some ham or something like that because it's traditional, and I saw like how he was hungry for it, and so I wasn't not buying stuff like that anymore, because I also noticed that he was having digestive issues. So, and this was also causing it, and he has it, like he was constantly like kind of like having that vomiting, thing. Without vomiting, sometimes he would vomit, like not so often, but yeah. So I also bought some stuff that would help him digest, and that helped. But even when he was not having those things, then when he had a ham, when he was, begging it from me, then he would have that problem. He is nervous because I am not paying properly attention to him and I'm talking. So yeah, I don't know like how I got into vomiting, but okay. So she told me like she immediately picked up on his abandonment issues, and I was like, okay, so it wasn't food. Yeah, this is how I got there. And then I remembered also like what she told me, like he was afraid that he would lose connection with me, not just physical, but also physical, but just that something would separate us. And his previous owner died, and also he was left behind before his previous owner, so he lost basically their humans already twice before me, and he just couldn't do it again. And another thing is that his missing eye that I was talking about like before, that he's not having it. And it happened like he has very deep wounds also from that, emotional, because the first time when I was talking about it I got so teary, because it's connected with the deepest abandonment feeling, that he's so not wanted that someone would want to kill him basically, and it created like a very, very deep wound in him. And so that is another thing. And one night, that's what reminded me, like when she was telling me this, that he was afraid that like one night also, like he woke him up, he wants to sleep with me and cuddle with me also at night. And so he came to me and woke me up, but I continued then sleeping. But in a half state I was asleep, I was feeling that I was getting emotional downloads, and I realized it was him. I woke up a little bit and realized it was him, and it was exactly that, like he was afraid that I was dead, literally in that moment. Like when I was sleeping, he was afraid that I was dead, that I would not wake up. So, and I think he was processing death of his previous owner. That's why I got him, And interesting was also like when I found him and wrote them that I wanted him. Then in 2 days, owner died, So she was still alive when I was before I wrote, but it's almost like she left. Well, of course, it's like maybe coincidence, but it's almost like I think like people, for example, like when they are very connected married couple, like one dies and other one dies maybe even a few days later, it happens. It happened also in my family with someone not directly related, but something like my mother's cousin's father or something in that sense. So yeah, she almost like died after, when she knew that someone would take them, and so he was processing it. They were alone, like even after that, like she died, like maybe 3 weeks or so, they were alone there, and of course, like other family members were going there every day to feed them and stuff. But of course, like when you are working and living somewhere else, like you cannot go there like too much, or maybe they were going there just briefly, or who knows. So that's why he was also probably in that distress when I met him in also Astral, although it was like before she died. So but anyway, so yeah, that was also interesting. And so yeah, he has these wounds about like also really not being wanted because someone wanted to kill him basically. So that was the even deeper than losing or being abandoned, like literally by someone somewhere. And yeah, he was just dropped to that house where this woman was having more cats. So they left him there because they probably wanted to leave him with someone who would take care of him. So I would say like at least like that, I would say was coming from a certain love, and concern about him. And they, yeah, it happens with the children as well. So so yeah, he took it in a different way, of course, like from perspective of a, let's say, child like that was given away, and then also dying. So yeah, I got him. So yeah, I guess that's all, and it's 40 minutes. Like I could maybe remember later some other stuff that I forgot and interesting in Astral. But yeah, even last week I was having like several times they're following me and meeting me in like when I am astral dreaming, let's say. They, or especially him, like several times he just comes to me and like, I want to cuddle, give me attention while I'm sleeping. Like not like physically, he joins me literally in where my consciousness is, where I'm paying attention to, like when I'm sleeping, obviously it's not my body, so, but he likes to also sleep with me. So yeah, I'm going to finish this and give him some hugs because he's laying here and obviously he wanted it, and I was talking too much and he doesn't like that. He needs me to like completely drift away with him. So that's all for today and my cat and cat experiences. And I had some other energetic experiences with the cats before that I wanted to record for several years already, because they were more spiritual kind of thing, like energy work and stuff, when I was in a natural building community once in 2014, and I had like really interesting experiences that were like something was setting up even like a month before I went there, and I didn't know even like I will go there. So flow like this happens, and yeah, it was also very interesting. So but I will probably leave this video for again some other time, because I have some other preferences right now that I want to record about. So yeah, next one I have on my list and I would like to do next is like giving you like, because I'm aware that my story with Shayla, that playlist, like I didn't get very far there, and so much happened, and not many but many people know who were reading my posts, like when I was having some experiences, but they started like I was sharing it after a while, so there is a lot of gap that probably no one knows, and I wanted to share it, but there was a lot of it, and I guess I'm not going to give it like too detailed like I would be doing if I would really make series of it. So I just want to just briefly give a surface of what happened to me from 2016 around like my connection with Shayla and experiences and stuff. And unfortunately I think a lot of it forgot that I was not writing down. I thought I would remember it, but when I share it with someone verbally and I was sharing them, it's almost like I share it once and then memory is gone. It's weird, I don't know. But I have a lot of also notes that I could use, and yeah, again, like why I was procrastinating this was also because I wanted to be so, like precise or whatever, and I was like, I would read all my notes and all this, but there's so much to process that for even like one detail series or like really remembering a lot. Well, I will go like with the flow, like what I will remember. If it would fall into some linear chronological like a line, I doubt it, but yeah, I will somehow, yeah, and I probably will need to prepare myself in some way, at least, yeah, probably it would be like with the kids that I would record 1 hour long video first, and then the second one like where I would be remembering stuff, and then second one that would be more like more compressed, and I would know like, okay, this is what I want to say, this is what I don't want to say, or stuff like that. So bye and see you next time, and hopefully next week or so. Like I'm trying to finish another commission, so yeah, that is my preference to focus on mostly, so that's why I'm not making videos that much. So when I finish that one, I'm making note and I'm now putting it into public, so that I have to do it. So after I finish that commission, I will make that video summary of my connection with the Shayla and what was going on in my world. But yes, still there is so much, like each time when I communicate with someone, even recently in a hybrid children group on Facebook or privately with someone who has similar experiences, I am remembering so much. These experiences learned me, taught me and stuff. So yeah, it's overwhelming. So I will try my best to give some summary in 1 hour long video. So bye and see you next time.